Imagine you have an enemy, you cannot kill him, he is too popular. Killing him will start a civil war. But you cannot leave him free either. His very existence inspires people to resist you. What do you do? This is the impossible trap every insecure dictator eventually falls into. And today we are going to look at one of history's most catastrophic examples of someone who got it completely wrong. Hey everyone, I am Ali, and this is the story of Yazid ibn Muawiya, an irrational, incompetent dictator who learned absolutely nothing from his brilliant and cunning father. Before his death, Muawiya ibn Abi Sufyan appointed his own son Yazid as his successor. This was a big deal and not in a good way. It was unconstitutional. It violated the peace agreement Muawiyah had signed with the rightful caliph Hassan ibn Ali, and it created enormous resentment among the senior leaders of the Muslim community. Several major figures openly refused to accept Yazid's authority. Among them were Abdullah ibn Zubair, Abdullah ibn Umar, and Abdurrahman ibn Abi Bakr. But the most significant among them, the most popular, the most charismatic, and the most uncompromising was Husayn ibn Ali. Husayn was the son of Ali ibn Abi Talib, the fourth rightly guided caliph. He was also the grandson of the Prophet himself. That combination of lineage and character made him uniquely dangerous to Yazid's legitimacy. After Muawiyah's death, when Yazid took power, Hussein refused to give bayah, the oath of allegiance. He then set out from Mecca towards Kufa, traveling with his immediate family to lead a resistance movement. He was intercepted, and at Karbala, he and most of his family were killed. Now, here is the obvious question: why would Yazid do this? He knew that it would cause massive unrest. Why would he kill the Prophet's grandson? The answer lies in how Yazid framed the threat. To him, this was not just a personal disagreement, it was an existential challenge to the Umayyad dynasty. Hussein was not just a man, he was a rival pole of authority. As long as Hussein was free, he was a living, breathing argument that Yazid had no right to rule. So Yazid made a cold calculation. He decided that the short term instability of killing Hussein was a price worth paying to avoid the long term instability of a growing rebellion. Yazid also wanted to send a message: submit, or this is what happens. He also had an aggressive local commander on the ground, Ubaydullah ibn Ziyad, the governor of Kufa. Ziyad favored military force and Yazid let him act. The problem: Yazid was catastrophically wrong about the aftermath. He could win on the battlefield, he could not win the narrative. Hussein's martyrdom did not suppress the resistance, it ignited it. It created a moral crisis that delegitimized Yazid's rule permanently and fueled the very divisions he was trying to prevent. Now, let's be fair and think critically here. What were Yazid's other options? Option 1 could have been benign neglect. Yazid could have simply let Hussein be, allow him to stay in Medina or Mecca, keep him under quiet surveillance, do not demand a public oath. This would have denied the opposition their most powerful weapon, a martyr. Without a dramatic confrontation, Hussein's political influence would have faded naturally over time. No blood, no outrage, no rallying cry. This required patience, it required confidence, and Yazid had neither of them. Option 2 could have been smart diplomacy. Instead of sending soldiers, Yazid could have sent respected negotiators, senior members of the community, figures that Hussein trusted and respected. He could have offered a compromise, perhaps autonomy for the Hijaz region, perhaps a formal agreement that future leadership would be decided by a consultative council after his death. This would have addressed Hussein's core concern that Islamic governance standards were being destroyed. It would have given Hussein a way to stand down without losing his honor. Yazid never even tried this path. Option 3 could have been to bring Hussein to Damascus. Even after interception at Karbala, Yazid had one last option. He could have ordered his commanders not to engage, but to escort Hussein safely to Damascus for a direct meeting. Bring him to the court, treat him with full honor, show the Muslim world that Yazid respects the Prophet's family. This would have made it nearly impossible for Hussein to lead an open rebellion, and it would have made Yazid look pious and confident rather than frightened and brutal. Instead, he chose a battlefield massacre. The consequences were devastating. Abdullah ibn Zubair launched a major uprising in Mecca. He used the outrage over Karbala as fuel. Medina itself was sacked, the city of the Prophet sacked under Yazid's order to suppress a rebellion. These events shattered whatever was left of Yazid's moral authority. The sons of Abu Sufyan ibn Harb never truly recovered. So here is the lesson. If you want to hold power and you are not skilled or charismatic enough to earn it through public support, then at the very minimum, you need to be able to read a situation. You need to calculate your moves carefully. One emotional decision, one miscalculation, and everything unravels. Yazid tried to suppress a rebellion by creating a martyr, and in doing so, he guaranteed a far bigger problem for himself than he ever could have faced if he had simply done nothing. Politics, especially for those who seize power rather than earning it, is always a walk on a tightrope, and Yazid fell off of it.